Hey, welcome to Mike's Trains and part 3 of putting this Walthers building together. So this is where we are. We have all the wall sections painted. These columns are all attached to the base here, and I've painted the columns. I did get a little bit lazy on here and I just sprayed the whole thing. But now I've got to go back and I have to clear off some of the paint on here. And I'm just going to scrape with the scraper here just to get some paint off of here and along the front right here. I should have taped it, and I didn't. Like I said, I got a little bit lazy. So now I've got to go back and we're going to scrape all this off. Like this. So now you can see I've just pulled off paint right there. I'm not touching the plastic at all, just the paint. And that's so our glue will be able to stick. Okay, so we have most of the paint off of there. Alright, now we're going to start putting the walls on. And I think we're going to start with the two end walls. And let me get some stuff together and we'll start putting those together. Okay, so now we have, this is an end base. This is going to connect to the base with the towers. This will connect in. There's a little nub right here and a notch right here. And these will connect like this. And this connects the outer sections of this to this like this. Okay. So let's go ahead and start attaching these sides. We'll build this end piece, and then we'll do the other end piece, and then we can start putting the whole thing together. So alright, so let's start putting this end section together now. I've cleaned off all the bottoms of these pieces so they're ready to be glued. These only fit in one way. There are mold lines in here that these need to follow, so I'm not going to use a square or anything like that. So let's fit that on here. And we need our brush. Okay. We'll set this in here like that. And we're going to take the 10X and just run it down the bottom here. We're just going to hold this for a minute until the glue sets. Now I'm starting with this side only because it has a specific place that it goes, and the two miters are on either side, and when this is where it is, we don't have to worry about the other sides lining up as much. Okay. Now we'll take the next side. I'm going to sit that in here. We're going to start at the bottom on the inside. Okay. And we're going to do the same with this one. We're going to push this in and down until it sets. Okay. Now we're going to start filling up and joining the seams here. So I'm going to hold this with my hand. And I'm just going to run glue down the seam on the inside. Okay, now this section is done, and we have 3 sections to do, so let me get those over here. I've already assembled the other 2, so we can just move on pretty quickly. Here's the center section. Okay, so we're going to take this. We're going to attach the tabs in the center here, and we're going to glue this whole thing together. And then we have the other section that goes to this side. Like this. And that's what we end up with. So all I have to do is glue these 2 end sections to the center section and let this sit overnight, and this is pretty well done. In the next video we'll go over some finer details of how to fix up some of these seams that didn't quite seal right. Most of them are pretty good, but there are a few that are off, and those are easily fixed. And then we'll start taking a look at the inside, and I want to actually add lights in here. And I want to treat the window panes a little bit here so that they're not, well, we'll talk about that in the next video. But for this video, I'm going to call this done. I'm going to use, oh, just so you know, I'm going to use, because there's paint all down the building on this sides, on these 2 sides here. Here, can you, let's see if you can see what I'm talking about here. So, on these 2 sides, up this building side here, and 1, 2, and then the 2 sides on the other side, I'm going to use CA on this, only because the 10-ax won't work because it's all painted. I didn't tape off because I didn't know how far to go in. It was worth it to leave that painted. So I'm going to use CA to glue the wall to this wall to this wall. And then I'm going to use the 10-ax to glue the bases together. And I'm going to repeat that process on all 4 of these meeting walls here. And that'll finish off the walls for this building. yeah, so I think that's going to be it for this video. It's coming along pretty good so far. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Back this up. There we go. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm fairly happy with it. We're going to let this ride with it, and we're just going to continue moving along. Later on, we'll weather up these poles and get them to look a little more worn. Other than that, I think that's going to be it for this video. So, if you haven't already, visit my website, mikestrains.wordpress.com, and subscribe over there. Subscribe for email updates. Would be much appreciated. So until next week, happy modeling, and we'll see you later.